Not everyone gets a scholarship, so that's why many students end up spending $100,000 or 1 crore rupees for education. So in this video I will be sharing whether it is worth it to spend that much amount for bachelors in the US or not. So let's get started. So the short answer is yes, it is worth spending that much money in the US if and only if you fulfill these 4 conditions. So the number 1 condition is choosing a top university. So if you get accepted to any of the top 20 universities, then you are actually investing in yourself, because that means you are opening opportunities all around the world and you can get a job in anywhere. So that means you will have a good profile and you will have good experience after getting a degree from that university, and you can even come back to India and do job there. So in this case it could be worth doing it. So moving on with the second condition, that you choose a STEM major, because non-STEM majors actually struggle in getting jobs after completing the bachelor degree in the US, because they only get one chance to appear in that H1B lottery. So if you choose a STEM major, then you will have 3 chances to appear in that H1B lottery and 3 years of OPT. So in that case you will have better chances to pay back your loans, and also making it possible for you to get an H1B visa and to also work longer in the United States. So that case it will be worth it. And in the other case, I have seen non-STEM majors struggling to get H1B visa and they had to go back to India without paying back their loans. So that's why it is worth only if you choose a STEM major. Condition number 3, check whether you are hardworking or not. By this I mean whether you have the ability to work in a fast-paced environment, and along with that you should be able to work smart rather than hard. So you have to use the combination of hard work and smart work to face those obstacles in a fast-paced environment, because there will be lots of assignments and homeworks and you should be able to cope up with that, and you should be able to get good grades in your exams. So only then you will be able to survive in the classroom. And also you need to keep in mind that's not the end goal. Your goal is to get a job, and to get a job you need to do a lot of networking, you need to do a lot of smart projects, you need to compete in hackathons so that you can fulfill the laws, survival of the fittest and standing out in the crowd, because these are the most important rules that you need to fulfill to get a good job. So if you fulfill these laws, only then you will be able to get a job, because this is the question that I get asked the most often, whether you will be able to get a job or not. So once again, remember these 2 rules: survival of the fittest and standing out in the crowd. Condition number 4 is that if you're very rich, that you do not care about $100,000 or 1 crore rupees, then you can definitely consider coming to the US, because in that case you will know that if you are not able to repay your loans, actually you will not have any loans because you're rich, then it will not be a big deal for you. Then you can definitely consider it. So let's talk about some important things to consider. You always have to keep in your mind the best case scenario and the worst case scenario of doing things, because in India, when you have completed your high school, you have been spoon fed throughout your life and you haven't explored the real world yet. So things can change when you come to the US. Maybe you lose interest in the major, maybe you are not liking the college. Many things can happen, so you have to be ready to face those challenges and ready to accept the change. And there are also possibilities that you do not like your major, you might change your major, and you have to be willing to put the hard work for a new major and say, this is my passion, I have found my passion now and I will work hard for it and do my best and get a job with this major. If I talk about myself, I chose Georgia State University because this university gives scholarship, and I'm not in the ones who could afford 1 crore rupee or $100,000 worth of loans and tuition, because that's too much for me and I couldn't take that much loan either. And even though this university is not one of the top 20 universities in the US, I had faith in myself that I have the caliber of working hard and getting internships and jobs, and I have been able to get 2 internships so far, and I have told you about that in my previous videos. So that wraps up everything, and the conclusion is if you fulfill any 2 or more of these conditions, then it could be worth doing bachelors in the US. So that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.